CeeDee Lamb injury update. Should fantasy managers be concerned about Cowboys' WR ahead of Packers game? CeeDee Lamb has been one of the most consistent fantasy wide receivers over the last few seasons, but his availability for Week 4 is now in serious doubt. The Dallas Cowboys star missed the September 21st matchup against the Chicago Bears, and his recovery from an ankle injury hasn't gone according to plan. With a pivotal game against the Green Bay Packers looming, fantasy managers are right to wonder whether they can count on him, or if it's time to look elsewhere. Where things stand with Lamb's injury. According to John Makota of The Athletic via ESPN, Lamb was listed as a non-participant in Dallas Thursday practice on September 25th. That absence is a troubling sign, especially since Thursday and Friday practices are typically crucial indicators of a player's game day status. In most cases, if a receiver can't get on the field late in the practice week, they are highly unlikely to play on Sunday. The Cowboys have officially listed Lamb as doubtful. In NFL injury report language, doubtful almost always translates to out. Very few players manage to suit up once they've been hit with that designation. Unless there is a miraculous turnaround in Friday's practice, Lamb's chances of taking the field against the Packers are slim to none. Fantasy implications. For fantasy football managers, this is the kind of news that forces difficult decisions. Leaving Lamb in your lineup is essentially gambling on a miracle, and if he doesn't play, it guarantees a 0-point performance that could cost you your matchup. At this point, the smarter play is to assume Lamb won't be available and make adjustments now rather than waiting until game day. Fortunately, wide receiver is one of the deeper positions in fantasy. While you won't be able to replicate Lamb's star-level production, there are always serviceable options sitting on benches or floating around the waiver wire. Names like Donnell Mooney, Rashad Bateman, and Sterling Shepard might not inspire overwhelming confidence, but they can deliver usable stat lines in a one-week pinch. Lamb's season outlook. In the bigger picture, Lamb remains an elite fantasy asset when healthy. Through his first 2 games this season, he hauled in 16 catches for 222 yards, picking up right where he left off after another 1,000-yard campaign in 2024. His chemistry with Dak Prescott continues to make him the focal point of the Cowboys' passing attack, and when he's on the field, he's a lock for WR1 production. That said, ankle injuries can be tricky. Even if Lamb manages to return in Week 5, it's possible he won't be at full strength. Fantasy managers will need to keep a close eye on practice participation and official designations in the coming weeks. For now, the injury does not appear to be season-ending, but the possibility of him missing multiple games is very real. Should you drop him? The short answer, absolutely not. It's far too early to consider dropping Lamb in any format. Players of his caliber are irreplaceable over the course of a season, and even missing 2 or 3 games doesn't diminish his long-term value. However, if at some point the Cowboys were to place him on injured reserve, which currently does not appear to be the case, then managers in shallow leagues might need to reconsider. The bottom line. As of now, CeeDee Lamb's chances of playing against the Packers look bleak. Fantasy managers should proceed under the assumption that he will not be available in Week 4 and immediately pivot to bench or waiver wire replacements. While Lamb's long-term value remains intact, his short-term outlook is cloudy, and the risk of starting him is far too great. Play it safe, stash him on your bench, and hope for better news heading into Week 5.